What is happening in Brazil? 7 key points to understand the coup attempt. Brazil lived this Sunday a fateful day in which hundreds of supporters of former far-right President Jair Bolsonaro tried to take over Congress, the Supreme Court and the Planalto Presidential Palace in Brasilia, the 3 seats of the powers of the state. Although this Monday the situation is already controlled, as explained by the federal auditor in the Federal District, Ricardo Capelli, the assault lasted about an hour and a half and generated significant patrimonial damage. By AM 750 the Brazilian political scientist Amir Sater considered this fact as a clear coup attempt. For his part, Argentine sociologist Atilio Boron took aim at the security forces and spoke of conspiracies. In addition, they presented 6 key points to understand what happened this Sunday in Brazil. For President Lula, in Brazil, there was a coexistence of the police supporting the demonstrators, while the soldiers talked with the people, who made the coup attempt, as if they were their allies. 1. There was a clear coup attempt. It was a coup attempt very clearly. They approached Brasilia with dozens of buses. It is clear that they were preparing something big, Brazilian analyst Sater warned with The Morning on Monday. The specialist added, they totally occupied the 3 powers of the republic. They arrived where Lula works. They destroyed everything they could. It's a very big show of force. 2. Lula's response. For President Lula, it seems that the generals liked it when people demanded a coup. This was expressed on Monday in a meeting with the governors. Therefore, he said, there was a coexistence of the police supporting the demonstrators, while the soldiers talked with the people, who made the coup attempt, as if they were their allies. 3. Where the Brazilian coup plotters came out. The sociologist Atilio Boron, meanwhile, warned. All this happened, obviously, because there was a surprising inaction, which is very similar to the complicity of the state security agencies. This is because there were clear indications that an attack was being prepared. This was pointed out by the academic and warned that the militants did not come out of nowhere, but did so from a camp in front of the army headquarters, which they arrived in dozens of buses. The intelligence agencies couldn't fail to notice something like that. That a horde had come to Brasilia to sow chaos. The president should have been informed immediately that something was up, Boron said. 4. How the army and police acted. In addition, Boron pointed to the role of the police and the army and the tense relationship between the 2 forces. He said there was an attempt by the second group to prevent the camps from being cleared in the hours before the coup attempt. The role of the armed forces is clear. There is a very important sector that was won by Bolsonaro's cause. This is a hard, real fact. The military welcomed the militias or the claim of the military dictatorship, he said. Then, he added, among the military settled, the retired, the support that Bolsonaro has is very important. All this plays to enable the action of these groups that did unimaginable things. 5. The initiation of investigations, funding and first detainees. In this context, Amir Sater explained that throughout the day the government will define what action to take. They say they are going to investigate everything, not only those who have made the coup attempt, but those who have organized and financed, he said. He added, you can imagine that it was one of Bolsonaro's sons who organized this. There is no evidence yet, but it can be sought. At this moment the main camps in Brasilia have already been erected and there is already talk that there are more than 1,200 detainees. To this we must add that the Minister of the Secretariat of Social Communication of Brazil, Paulo Pimenta, denounced the theft of firearms from the room of the Institutional Security Cabinet of the Planalto Palace during the assault carried out by the followers of former President Jair Bolsonaro. 6. Lula comes out stronger. Brazilian political scientist Sater pointed out that, from the coup attempt, President Lula da Silva emerged, strengthened. Lula is meeting with the judiciary and he is going to meet with the governors, where everyone supports him. He comes out stronger, because despite the action they did yesterday, there is an absolute rejection of the whole society, he said. However, he warned, the only ambiguous statement was Bolsonaro's. Even in Congress, where Lula does not have a majority, he will probably have it now. 7. What does the coup attempt in Brazil leave in the region? Finally, Boron referred to the impact of the attempted coup d'état in Brazil in the region and, particularly, in Argentina, and warned that it is possible that something like this will happen in the country. If the Frente de Todos, in a renewed, mobilized coalition, wins the elections, I would not rule out that the most rabid right we have in the country will be able to do something similar, he said. Then, he concluded, I don't think the same because Bolsonaro built a very important massive militancy base that they failed to do here. If we win, have no doubt that they can resort to violence, because they have already done so. Thank you for watching our video on, what is happening in Brazil. 7 key points to understand the coup attempt. We hope that this video has provided you with a better understanding of the events that occurred and the underlying context behind them. Remember to stay informed and keep up with the latest developments in the situation. Thank you for tuning in and we'll see you in the next video.